Today we're going to swap out the AC compressor on this 99 Dodge Ram 2500 Cummins diesel. Old one is making a lot of noise, banging around, and AC is not working as well. So to replace that, we ordered a 4 Seasons AC compressor, and it comes with the clip to adapt to this one, because you can use these compressors on the newer Dodges as well, like the 03 to 06 or 07, whatever it is. We also got a new belt that we're gonna throw on as well, just because I know the belt that's in there is at least 10 years old. So we're gonna swap this out. We'll go underneath and look at it. It's throwing metal shavings everywhere. So just to give you an idea of what we're looking at right now. So important step with taking out your AC compressor is to make sure that your lines are evac'd or vacuumed out. Don't have to worry about that because this one leaked everywhere. And then I already have the wrench on here. It is a 13 millimeter to remove the bolts. It's easier to get the top two from up top. And then these right here, just use a wrench. And then the bottom bolts will need to come out with the compressor. But the first thing you're gonna do is actually go up to this tensioner, and we're gonna use a ratchet. We're gonna pull it and then pull off that belt. All right, so belt is removed. Now we're gonna work on these 4 bolts. We're gonna start on the bottom ones. We're gonna take the 2 bottom ones out, back them out by hand once we get it loose, and then we'll move on to the top 2. All right, so the bottom 2 bolts are backed out. They're gonna stay in the compressor, and you'll pull them out with the compressor. When you put your new one in, they're gonna go in on the ground in the compressor, and then you'll put the compressor up and start bolting it in. Before we get too far, we're gonna go ahead and take this back line off, the AC compressor. This is a 10 millimeter right here, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this out, and then we'll get the top bolts on the compressor and pull it out. All right, so this is looking down at the AC compressor. I'll zoom in, and there is your top bolt. I put the wrench on it. Pretty easily accessible. There's one, and then there's 2 right there. You can see I already just pulled the first one out. They're rather long, so but before we knock out this last bolt, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the plug for the AC compressor, which should be on a harness back here. And then we'll disconnect it real quick, and from there we'll get the last bolt out and pull out this AC compressor. All right, here is the old compressor pulled out. As I said, you can see how this is kind of just bouncing around, and the belt's connected to it, so even though it spins freely, you can see how it's offset. That metal grinding sound, yeah, that's all the noise we're getting. So now let's move on to the new compressor. All right, so the 4 Seasons compressor comes pre-filled with 3 ounces of oil. So for the Ram, since we have a cleared system, we're gonna go ahead and add probably about 4 more ounces of this PAG 100 oil. It's got the UV dye in case there's a leak or anything. But the fill hole is actually on top. 4 Seasons leaves a label on there, and they cover it up. We'll rip this off all the way. But like I said, we're gonna add probably 4 ounces of this, and we should be good to go to take it to the AC shop to get them to vacuum the system, and then get them to recharge it. So like I said, when we put this thing back in, we're gonna put the bottom bolts in already, so that way we can maneuver it in and it'll fit fine. You cannot put the bolts in after you have the AC compressor up in there. So don't try to put your top bolts in and then move to your bottom. Start with the bottom, get it in place, have a helping hand. Sometimes that helps because these aren't too heavy, but they're also not that light. All right, so it is the following day. New AC compressor is in, new O-rings on the AC line, and new belt. Got it charged, well, vacuumed and charged, no leaks. Charged up, and the AC works phenomenal. One thing I will say to end this video with is the PAG oil. I only added like 3 ounces of oil, and each time I was adding, I was rotating the compressor, right? rotating the pulley, and that worked out perfect. So 6 ounces because there was still some in the lines. Then, like I said, took it, got a vacuum for about 45 minutes, filled it up, no leaks, no issues. AC works perfect. So 4 Seasons AC compressor. Change the 2 O-rings for the AC lines, and then make sure you get it vacuumed. So hope this video helps.